Well, we glad to be back in our routine. I was really excited about the week off, and then, after meeting with the team this morning, um, realized how important it is to keep that consistency going, even if you don't play. Uh, I don't really know. I can't really explain what happened in the Georgia game. I just know that we didn't come out and play anything like what we've been playing. So we were able to look at that, address that, see where we went wrong, and now we just focus on going 1-0 moving forward.
Coach, you're going to be on the Stephen A. Smith show tomorrow at 12:30.
Yeah.
And I mean, he kind of let Ole Miss and Oxford have it with some of his comments, and you defended them. What are you expecting out of that interview?
I expect it to be, well, my intent is to just make him knowledgeable about my experience in Oxford. I think everybody is entitled to their own opinion. I listened to in full what he had to say, and there was a lot of stuff that he said that I hear a lot, but I want to explain to him why I think that that's not correct. Now as far as him talking about LSU being a better job than Ole Miss, that's his opinion. He has the right to have it, and so I'm not going on there to fight that. If that was the case, I didn't think I needed to be on the show. I think he reached out to me because, one, I don't think he realized that there was a woman of color coaching here, and if he did, he's probably shocked that I made the comment or curious. And so I'm just going to go on there and explain to him what my experience has been since I've been here 8 years, and I'm really invested in the community and kind of give him another side. Sometimes people want to have their own truth, but they don't always know the whole truth. And I want to give him, the other part of the truth that he did not talk about in depth, like as loud as he talked about how the fact that, the brothers didn't want to come to Mississippi.
You've had losses this year, but some of it's just a different kind of loss. Are you
Yeah.
excited to see how they respond to that loss?
Absolutely. That was probably our worst loss in like 4 years, honestly. And I'm laughing because, I just think basketball is an incredible sport that keeps you on your toes, keeps you humble, and allows you to make a decision. And either you're going to respond in a great way, or you're not. And if we don't respond, then we still have some work to do in that area. If we do respond, then we have grown. The season's such a long season. We're only 4 games in. I think now thinking back, it was probably more of a trap game for us. And I have to always remind myself that I have 10 new players, and only 4 that has played in the SEC. And it's hard to win games on the road. And I think that's why I was so adamant about, critiquing the AP poll at the time, because what we did versus Oklahoma was a big deal. And I also said that it had nothing to do with the next week, because I think that they should look at it objectively week by week. And so, I'm excited to get on the court with the team today, and I think that knowing them and knowing our character and who we could be, we're going to want to be better on Thursday.
I've asked you about the gelling process of this team coming together, and you admitted their best basketball is in front of them.
Yeah.
How is that going right now? Did you see any of that during the Georgia game?
Honestly, it was like we were in a twilight zone. Like I had never experienced anything like that in a long time. The last time we experienced something like that, we weren't really good. So this wasn't a we weren't really good experience. What was interesting about it is, our offensive rebounds, it was like a huge margin that we had versus them. We didn't turn the ball over. We only had 10 turnovers. We made a lot of free throws. There was just a lid on the rim, and what it did was it made our team, be tighter than normal, And I think we went through like a mini identity crisis. You know, we had been scoring so much. Before that game, we led the SEC in field goal percentage. And then we come out, and Cody, who can go 19 points in the first half, can't buy a basket. I think it really messed with the team's mental. But for me, I was grateful because it's like, I'm telling y'all, we're a defensive team. Even though we were number 1 in field goal percentage, we were also top 5 in defense. And we hadn't given up 80-something points in God knows how long. Like, that's just not what we do. We played Texas. They averaged 90-something points. We held them to 66. We played Michigan State. They in the 90s. We held them in the 60s. We don't do that. So it's a completely uncharacteristic game. And honestly, it's a little bit unfair that I compared it to 4 years ago because I didn't have this type of team. 4 years ago, I had 6 returners, 8 returners. I have a brand new team, and I just have to go through the experiences with them.
In your coaching career, have you ever beaten a team as bad as you beat Georgia on New Year's Day here in Oxford,
Yeah.
and lose to a team in the fashion that y'all did Sunday?
Not that I can remember, but I 30,000-foot view, I could see how it totally could happen, you know. It was a part of Ole Miss beating Georgia twice that day, you know, and then our men did it, and then they had alumni weekend, and then the game was at 11 a.m. our time. So there was a lot of pride, and I'm telling you, Georgia was shocked. Like, it was not one of those, no one expected what happened, but that's, you know, I take full responsibility of it as a leader to try to figure out how we move forward, and I'm confident that we will.
Having such a veteran team, you feel like that's going to help them pass this today and already kind of move past it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think they go as I go. I think they were really, we had film this morning, and they didn't know how I was going to react. Sometimes I throw chairs, sometimes I'm just calm, and I felt like this wasn't a time to panic. Just a week ago, we had just knocked off the number 5 team on the road, and then we beat our rival, which is hard to do, in the fashion that we did. So I'm not gonna change my tune because we misstepped and couldn't recover for the first time. I use it as a checkpoint and a learning experience for our team, and that's one of the things, like, I just want to really make clear, like, I'm willing to go through the ebbs and flows of this team. I don't let it identify me. We hadn't lost our sauce all of a sudden. We tripped and we got our butts kicked, and I respect it.
You've talked about the diversity of competition in the SEC. What does Missouri bring to the table Thursday?
I mean, they're a tough foe. You know, they have been battling. You know, they're getting players back. They shoot the 3 incredibly well. Lately, we hadn't defended that like I wanted to, and so that's something that we have to focus on. And because we missed so much last game, we got exposed in some stuff from a transition standpoint that we just hadn't seen. And so this is a great opportunity for us to clean up some things that were probably masked because we scored and we had more of a settled defense. And so I need to just give them the confidence of, okay, when we do miss, it needs to look like this. And so, you know, I'm pretty sure we won't have that type of performance moving forward. And, you know, but Missouri is a good, every team in the SEC on the road is a challenge. And, you know, people can say what they want about Georgia. Georgia losses were only to us of the season, us, LSU, and South Carolina. That's it. They hadn't lost, you know, so they're a pretty good team, and I expect them to be a tournament team. But they definitely, I felt like it was an ambush, and we were not prepared to fight.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.